Well, good morning. It is Wednesday, April 28th, 2021. Hey, remember, tax day is coming up in May 17th. They've given us an extra month to return the stimulus check that they sent to us. We want to be closing out. Tomorrow we'll close out, but we're getting ready to do that. And today we want to talk about the navigating the landmines of a breakup, helping the single refocus their attention and affections. And one of the ways of responding to God during this time is to have some self-examination questions to help refocus the person's attention and affection. So let's go ahead and begin to look at some of these questions. First of all, what lessons are God trying to teach you? God's actions are not random, guys. They are deliberate and purposeful. Each divine decision has meaning and direction. If we are angry at God and fighting with Him, we may miss the important lessons He has designed to be revealed to us. So, what lessons are God trying to teach you? Did you neglect personal spiritual disciplines because of this relationship? Did you isolate yourself from others? Were you careless in your responsibilities? Did you compromise your standard of purity? Was there something about this relationship that troubled your conscience, but you ignored it? Did this other person become an idol in your life? Did your life revolve around him or her? Did you act like an old married couple, fighting and arguing only to make up? How did this relationship make you a stronger Christian? How did the relationship spur you on to good works? Did you find yourself praying or repenting? In what way is God trying to protect you from some danger you cannot see or you choose to ignore and deny? When God does something that we perceive as negative, we must affirm that God sees something we cannot see. This is His way of protecting us. We might not be able to recognize it because we are too emotionally involved. We might not be able to observe it because we are in denial. We hope that what we are seeing will go away and not be a problem. But the believer understands that God is omniscient. He is all-knowing. He knows the actual and the possible. He is able to look into the human heart and know it like no one else. He tries and tests the human heart's motivation. God's no's are just as good as His yeses and His wait. We should rejoice that what we cannot see and what we perceive as hurtful are God's hidden blessings revealed. Time will reveal the joy of trusting, loving, and obeying God. What I saw as good, God saw as destructive and removed it from my childish and selfish desires. In what way has this relationship changed your Godward focus to being earthbound? One of the refrains in the book of Ecclesiastes is under the sun and vanity of vanities. Here is a king given a great spiritual gift, and he uses it in the pursuit of pleasure and satisfaction. He was earthbound. Just read the book and record all the earthly activities he engaged in seeking happiness, a happiness already given to him by Jehovah. Now, here's a practical exercise. Make a list of everything you were involved with that was Godward prior to meeting him or her. Now, with all honesty and integrity, cross off all Godward focus that this relationship replaced. For example, prayer and Bible study daily from 5:15 to 6 o'clock. Crossed off because I couldn't get up because I was too tired from the date the evening before. Meeting with small group replaced by spending time with him or her. That was the only time during the week he or she was available. Unable to meet consistently with my accountability partner because I used the time to talk to him or her. Since God is sovereign, can you see his sovereign intervention in this breakup? One other thought I might add to this area is how many opportunities did God present to you to end this relationship, but you didn't? I think breakups become more difficult and painful because we finally realize we should have obeyed God much earlier. Learning that waiting on God is difficult, but will ultimately bring out the best rewards. Do you remember as a child your parents or older siblings talking about Christmas and how excited you became? If you were like me, you probably had a difficult time comprehending time. You may have thought that Christmas was tomorrow. Later, as you became older, you realized that it was still several weeks off. God promised Noah that he was going to send a flood to destroy the wickedness of humanity. Noah was commanded to build an ark, which he did for 120 years. He also preached that length of time God's impending doom and righteousness. Only Noah's wife, his 3 sons and their wives, and Noah himself entered the safety of the ark. God showed Joseph his prominent role through 2 specific dreams. Yet Joseph was envied by his brothers, sold to the Midianites, then to the Egyptians, imprisoned under false charges before God exalted him as promised. David was anointed king before his brothers during the reign of King Saul. It would be years before David ascended to the throne. Abraham and Sarah were promised a child to continue their lineage and the covenant of God. It would be 25 years before Isaac was born, and they would be eligible for Social Security. Consider the following scriptures. Genesis 49:18, for your salvation I wait, O Lord. Psalm 25:3, indeed, none of those who wait for you will be ashamed. Those who deal treacherously without cause will be ashamed. Psalm 25, verse 21, let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait for you. Psalm 39:7, and now, O Lord, for what do I wait? My hope is in you. Psalm 130, verse 5, I wait for the Lord, my soul does wait, and in his word do I hope. Isaiah 43, yet those who wait for the Lord will gain new strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not get tired. They will walk and not be weary. Lamentations 3:25. The Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the person who seeks him. Hosea 12:6. Therefore return to your God, observe kindness and justice, and wait for your God continually. And then in Micah 7:7, but as for me, I will watch expectantly for the Lord, and I will wait for the God of my salvation. My God will hear me. When we wrap up tomorrow, we'll talk about an acronym, which I hope, as we conclude this series, will give strength and encouragement to the single person involved in a breakup. Thank you for tuning in each day. We trust it is a blessing to you.